your girl Mia K. So I know it's been a little minute. Your girl been going through some things, been traveling, you know, a lot of stuff been going on. But today, y'all, today is definitely makeup day, and we're gonna talk about how I got exposed at work. I got exposed at work. So shout out to all the graduates. Okay, let's give it up to y'all, because y'all did it. Okay, I graduated today, last year. Today is May the 7th, and I graduated from Stephen F. Austin Axon Jacks. So I was working in this trampoline park, and I was in high school, and you know, it was cool vibes at the time. It was cool. And so I was there for a little minute. So we gonna get people names, okay? So basically the guy name is gonna be Little B, and his sister name is gonna be Bird. Okay? Bird and Little B. So I worked there like after school, and like just whenever I could work, basically weekends and stuff, like I would work. So I used to work like double. So I used to be there all day, like from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. or whenever the time it closed. And we used to have tea night. And so at first I really wasn't working tea night, but I had ended up started working tea night. And so when I was working tea night, it's like, you know how it is black people. It's don't be too many of us in different places. So when you see other black people, it's like, oh, what's up? Like, oh, like they're gonna be my friend, because it's like, you look like me. And so Little B, he worked upstairs at like, just to make sure the kids wasn't like being aggressive or whatever. So I never seen Little B, ever. And one night I worked tea night, and I seen Little B come down the stairs, and I was like, who's this? I ain't never seen him before. And you know how I say black people, we all know each other, so it's like we work in the same place. I never seen you. And I think it was like basketball. It was like basketball off season, and so he was like working more or whatever. So I'm like, oh my god, like, you know, he cute. Like Little B's like, okay, movie, okay. And so I was like, oh dang. So Little B got a sister named Bird. So Bird works there. Bird is our manager, like not our manager, but our lead. So Bird is working there, and we kept it low key. We really didn't want like anybody knowing that like we talked to each other or anything like that, because it would just, you don't mix work and relationship. You just don't do it. That's just something that a lot of people just don't do. I think a lot of people know that, like, that is not something you do. And so how people found out that me and Little B was like talking or whatever is when we had a staff meeting, and this is when I had my Jeep Wrangler, y'all. Like, he came to my Jeep, and me and him were just talking, and so like people seen that we was talking in my Jeep, so they was telling Bird, like your brother talked to me or whatever. Bird got mad that I was talking to her brother, but I was confused because me and Bird was cool. So it's like, Bird, why are you upset that I talked to your brother? Like, I'm a good woman. Come on, sis. And at this time, me and him was like 16, 17, and she was like 18, 19. So it's like, girl, you is too old to be jealous that your brother talked to a girl, and you mad because you ain't got no man. Bird, you mad because you ain't got no man, sis. That's what it is. You mad because you ain't getting no attention. Okay. Okay. And so Bird was mad that she ain't had nobody on her line or whatever, right? So at this time, I met Bird and Little B parents. So I'm just like, okay, like, me and him talking or whatever, and we never got like, I don't think we ever put a title on it, but like me and Little B was always hang out. Like, I used to be like, oh mom, I'm gonna hang out with Little B or whatever. She's like, okay, be careful. And like the neighborhood he lived at had a pool, so y'all could just imagine, okay, nice neighborhood, nice little pool. So me and he used to always hang out at the pool. And then I remember we had went to what's that place called? Like, I was going to Chicken Express, Canes and stuff. And I remember we was like out and one of his teammates seen us, and he was like, "Oh, little B, that's you?" And he's like, "Yeah, you know, that's me. Like, that's me. Like, you know, that's me." And so he was like, "Oh my," he was like, "Oh yeah, I see you, little B." Like, yeah. And I'm over here like, "Yeah, I see you. Yeah. Like, it's me, you know." So I'm like, "Yeah, you know, whatever." So at this point, me and little B, we like talking. Maybe we was talking for a while, and he was just cool. Like, I remember I was supposed to go to one of his basketball games, y'all, and my friend at the time, her boyfriend played on the same team as him, but I was trying to figure out like what, like, because it was like A League or AU League or whatever it's called, where like they don't play like in the season, they play in the summertime or whatever. So it was like during that time, and I didn't know where he was at. I just knew the name of his team. And so when me and my mom had pulled up to the game, they was like, "Oh, what team are y'all looking for?" We said the team, and they was like, "Well, we have 2 other teams with that name. Like, what team? Like, which one? What his jersey colors?" At this point, I'm like, "Girl, I don't know his jersey colors. I'm just here to support my mans. Okay, I'm just here to support my mans." And she was like, "Oh, well, I don't know. Like, it's 3 different teams. They playing at different times. Like, you is not gonna be able to see him because I don't know like which team he is." So I didn't end up seeing little B play, which was like whack. But come to find out, little B is a bench warmer. Okay, little B did not get no PT, y'all, no PT. So if I would have went to that game, me and my mom, and we would have been in the bleachers watching, like, okay, when little B gonna get in the game? When little B gonna get in the game? Little B ain't never get in the game, ain't never got no PT, none of that. He was literally just on the tee. I was like, "Oh dang, little B, like, I'm sorry I couldn't come to your game. Like, I couldn't figure out which one it was." And he was like, "Oh, my jersey colors, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Okay, you know, next time, like, I got you." But then I work at the trampoline park. Like, the black people, obviously, you know, we like this, okay? And we have like Caucasian folks, the white people that work there too. So Bird, his sister, hung out with the white people. She ain't hang out with the black people like that. But she, like, we all knew each other, but she hang out with the white people like that. And so one of the people she hung out with, I was really cool with him because he worked in the froyo part, and I'm training every position, so I would sometimes work at the froyo part. And so he was like, "Hey Mia, like, I just want to tell you, Bird have all your messages between you and little B, and she be sending them in a group message." Little Bird did what? Big Bird did what? Like, are you kidding me? So at this point, I'm like, bro, you're 19, 18 years old. We're 16, 17 years old. Why are you like intentionally like screenshotting our messages, sending it to your friend group messages, people I work with, things that me and little B be talking about? Like, what, bro? Like, you know how embarrassing that was to know that, like, people know. And like, it's like, you know, when you talk to someone be like, "Oh, you got exposed," or whatever. Like, you don't know. Like, at the moment, you don't know. Like, you're like, "Oh my god, like, what did I say?" Like, "Oh my god, like people, y'all know me." And like, it's like, bro, like, and me and little B were always together. And so I told little B, I said, "You need to check your sister because she is over here literally spreading our messages that we have in confidence to our co-workers. Like, that's a violation." Honestly, I should have called HR on her and complained, because you don't do that. It's just like, you don't, first of all, you is too grown to be acting like that. Too grown, and you're jealous of your little brother for what? It just doesn't make sense to me, y'all. Like, the whole situation didn't make sense, and it was like, it was a thing to definitely hurt me. Like, I have people kikiing, laughing at me, you over here spreading rumors and doing all this stuff, and it's like, bro, at this point, I'm a whole adolescent. Like, I'm a child, and you is legally a grown woman. So for you to be dry as hating and really just being petty and messy. Like, for what? Like, what was the point of doing that? And this went on for a while, and I don't know like how long it went on, but shout out to Rick for telling me that she was out here doing that, because I would have never known, because if it wasn't for him telling me, I would have never known. And so I basically told Lil B, I said, you need to tell your mom and your dad that Big Bird is over here doing that, because why is she doing that? And so he told his parents, like, I guess it was like an argument, something at their house, because she was trying to deny it or something. Girl, y'all, she said something stupid. I don't know how she got out there. Her parents should have beat that ass, because why would you do that? That's a violation. Like, and y'all wanna know what's so crazy? Why is she a mental health awareness coach or something now in life? Some with mental health. How did that work? At this point, I needed a whole apology. Because how you gonna do mental health work now, but you was a evil, mean, hateful girl? Like, hating on for what? Like, bro, and I'm the type of person that I'm cool. Like, I'm legit cool. I do not be in any drama. Like, y'all, this is probably the most drama I have ever been in my life. Like, because I'm always the cool person. Like, I'd never be in drama or anything. Like, a lot of people like really like me and just like flock to me, or like people, they know me like, oh yeah, that's Mia. Like, that's it. It's never like more than that. And like, you was really hating for what, sis? You was hating for what? And so she's hater whatever. And so I guess like she had to apologize or something, and her parents like, you need to apologize or whatever. So she gave me like this wag ass apology or whatever. It's like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, like, girl, bye. You can keep that apology, because you only apologize because your parents made you apologize. And y'all, she's still my lead, so like I couldn't avoid not seeing her, because like I work at the front. And so when I be checking in customers, she be having to count my cash register at night. So like I literally had to be in the office while she count my cash register, and it just dry awkward, because we both sitting there. You mad because I talked to your brother, and it's just like, why are you mad? Like, why? I just don't understand why Big Bird was mad. Like, why would you mad, sis? Like, why? Me and Little B stopped talking, and I was so hurt. So I have this friend, me and her still friends to this day. Hey girl, I hope you watch this video. But me and her still friends to this day, and me and her actually not really fell out, but Little B was working tea night, and y'all, I'm so excited because I just remember this. Little B was working tea night, and my friend, she never really worked like that. Like, her mom would not let her work. And so I was like, oh, T, you should work. I'm like, T, you should really come to work. Like, you should come to work, like work tea night, whatever. So T got the fatty, okay? T got the fatty. I always got a fatty. And so they was like, she was walking or whatever, and he was like, oh, who is that? Like, oh, I want to talk to her. Little B, you ain't talking to her, because you talk to me, Little B. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? So it was going around that Little B wanted to talk to T. And I'm like, T, you my friend. You better not talk to Little B. You know me and Little B talk. And so her Bird was stirring the pot, y'all. Stirring the pot. Was like, oh yeah, Little B and T, they be talking, they be on the phone. Like, y'all really stirring the pot. Like, Bird is mad. Bird is a hateful woman. Like, she a hateful girl. Like, oh my God, this lady really worked for mental health. That's great to me. God, I hope you changed her heart, because baby, you doing mental health, and how you just crazy. People literally take their life over stuff like this. Like, you trying to ruin my whole reputation, sis. Sorry, baby, but you can't ruin a player, baby. I keep it P around here, okay? Don't do that. But anyway, she was just hateful, y'all. And he was like trying to talk to her, and I remember they was like talking at the froyo place or whatever, and I was in my feelings, because I'm like, bro, why are you conversating with him? Like, what? And so I told Little B, I'm like, what is going on? like, what is going on, little B? Because you ain't supposed to be doing that. And he was like, I just don't like you no more. Y'all, I was hurt. So this conversation happened at work, and this is when it was like the party room. So it's where we keep the pizza warmers at and like our party supplies. And so people is coming in and out because we like, it's a trampoline park, so we are like doing birthday parties, like we're doing all this other stuff, like getting pizza and stuff or whatever. And they just like, he was like, yeah, I just don't like you no more. And I was like, little B, how? Like, bro, like, and we had a whole like summer thing. Like, I'm just like, little B, like, how? Like, we had like a good summer. Like, I was supporting you at your little AA league or whatever. Like, now you just not talking to me. Like, I'm so confused. And he was just like, yeah, like, I just can't, or, you know, just some BS. So at this point, I'm hurt. I wanted to talk to Lil B, like, for real. Like, we spent so much time together, and for you just to switch up on me like that, that was so hurtful. And then his sister just kicking in the background the whole time. And so, after that, Big Bird never got in trouble at work. I don't understand why Bird never got in trouble, because she definitely should have got in trouble. The managers knew. And like, the thing is, like, how the trampoline park was ran, all of us was like younger than 21. So I was like younger than 25. It probably was somebody that was like, you know, a little bit older, but most of us was like in high school, like, or just graduated high school. And then it's just the fact that, like, bro, Bird was really doing all this mess for what, $8-9? Since you was doing all that for $8 or $9, get a real job. Sorry, but get a real job. I am not about to be 18, 19 working at a trampoline park. I'm about to sit there, do all that, and start a pot. And everybody's young. It's just like, it's giving really bitter. It's giving you're miserable. But it was crazy. That was a crazy time. And like, how, I don't think I told you how Bird was like getting the messages. They had a family iPad, and she would log in on the iPad and like literally screenshot it and send it. That was the most drama I have ever been in my life. When I got exposed at work, y'all, when I got exposed at work. So don't y'all be out here doing it, okay? And don't be a hater. But y'all, thank y'all so much for listening to this. I hope this was good.